the subtle distinction. Of course, this game Sunday may have an effect on a playoff location down the road.
That's everything.
But I don't care about where the game is. The fact of the matter is, this game, while it's important, we all know that all it really means is you can chirp for a month before a game that's bigger, month and a half. And that's the part, like that's the part that I guess in the end makes me a little bit, how do I want to put this? It's
like it's not, well, you ain't saying it's a big deal because you know it's a big deal.
I don't think it's as big a game as we hoped it would be at the beginning of the year.
I'm just
in a crazy kind of way.
Oh no, man!
Evan, just I said, you know
I'm
what?
Blown away.
You know what? And I can ask 49er fans that. We've been talking about this game since the schedule came out, right?
Yes.
And now we're a week before the game.
Days.
And I thought it would be bigger. I'm
Why
just
do
saying.
you think it would be bigger?
Because I thght they would be within a game of each other in terms of the home field. I thought, we have two 10-1s, two 9-2s, a 9-2 and 8-3, a 10-1 and 9-2. And
that
I know
doesn't mean it's not big, though.
I didn't say it wasn't big. I said I thought it would be bigger.
Well, maybe that's on us for hyping it up more than we should have.
Probably.
This game is huge. If you're the 49ers and you don't win this game,
go here, man.
Why would you think that you could go into Philadelphia in the playoffs and win a game?
Well, because the Rams did it to you a couple years ago, essentially, right?
But you had beaten them like 9-10 straight games.
Exactly.
But this is two. This would be two. So I'm with Evan on
what?
The Rams and the Niners also hadn't played in the playoffs before, right?
Well, what I'm saying is if the 49ers lose to the Eagles, they could still go into the link and win a playoff game.
You believe that?
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
I mean, if it's raining cats and dogs and we can tell that the Niners were affected by the conditions, I'm just saying, you might be right, but who wants to sign up for that?
Nobody wants to
want
sign.
that game
Nobody wants
out
to
here
sign
on the
up
West
for
Coast
it.
with the sun out.
Nobody wants to sign up for it.
But that's what you would be doing essentially if you lose. Like you make it sound like the confidence is
there's going to be a bigger game down the road. Down the road. This game is important, but I thought it would be bigger. And the reason I thought it would be bigger is because I thought the team that won the game would have a tangible advantage on the other one.
I'm not mad at that, but it doesn't change. The Niner, this is humongous for them, Steiny. Because this is their last chance. Evan, I don't know if you agree. This is their last chance to make the number one home field even a question to me. Because
this is all I'm saying, Evan, is when the Niners owned the Rams, they beat them twice in that year, then they played in the NFC Championship game, and they lost. The 49ers lost after beating them twice during that regular season. So
they also won like 6 regular season games in a row against them.
So does that make it more likely or less likely?
Well, it means it hurts more.
And the contrast of the Rams being in a dome, Steiny, and playing on the West Coast when the Niners are at home and the sun's out is vastly different than going to a place where it could possibly show us what it did yesterday, where it changes everything, I believe.
I'm just telling you right now that the Eagles the 49ers can go into Philly in the postseason and win. That's a weird, that I don't get. That if they lose Sunday.
I would never say they can't go there and win. That's where you're going. I hear. But I'm not saying that. But it's just, I mean, you don't want that. That's all.
Of course you don't. But here's the other thing. If you beat the Eagles, you don't have it. Because you lost 3 games in a row. So even if you beat the Eagles, you're still going to need help on the way in. So that's why I thought it would be a bigger game. I thought, if the Niners were 1 game behind, the Niners win. Well, now they are in control because they own the tiebreaker.
But if you think the Niners could go into Philly and win, why wouldn't you think that the Eagles could come into San Francisco and win?
They could.
But by your logic, it wouldn't be a big game regardless because either team could go to the other venue and win in the playoffs.
That's kind of what I'm saying, is that this is going to be a bragging rights game for about a month or so, And then it's just...
But it'd be a bragging rights game anyways.
Not after the NFC, if they play in the playoffs.
No, but you're saying there's not as much juice behind this game because there's not a playoff home game implication currently on the line.
Right.
But you're also saying that it doesn't matter what the venue is because either team can go in and win.
No. This is what I'm saying. This game absolutely matters for home field.
Right. Well,
it has home field implications.
Yes.
If the Niners lose, they're done. They ain't getting the 1 seed.
Yeah.
If the Niners win, they still are fighting uphill. Doesn't mean they can't get it. Maybe they will get it. Let's say they then do get it. It still sets up a game down the road that'll render this game that we're playing Sunday fairly irrelevant.
Do you think, okay, so for example, do you think Dallas can come into San Francisco and win a playoff game?
I think that all three of the teams can go into all three of the buildings and win a game. Not that it's likely. It's not likely. I think Philly can come into San Francisco and win. Not likely, but I give anybody a chance against any other team in an NFC game.
But I think that's why Week 5 was important, at least from a Dallas perspective, because you got blown out. So why would you think in the playoffs? I mean, yes,
especially
anyone
here,
can win
again,
right?
Yeah, because you lost twice here. If you're Dallas, I'm just like that would mean something. You know that they'll come play and try to win, but they're like, damn, the last 2 times our season's ended. Yeah, last year.
Well, they lost by a touchdown.
No, it was a great game. Yeah. But I'm talking about this regular season game.
They got hammered.
Which would be this version of the Eagles and Niners regular season game.
If the 49ers play the Cowboys in the postseason, I don't give the Cowboys – obviously, if it's in San Francisco, I like the 49ers.
Yeah.
And if it's in Dallas, I wouldn't say, oh, Dallas will definitely win that game.
I wouldn't either.
But Dallas can beat the Niners. Like, do you think the Dallas Cowboys have no chance to beat the Niners?
I wouldn't say no chance, but I believe the Niners have their number up until, Dallas can do something. But give us this. This is the biggest game for the Niners thus far in this season because of what you admitted,
but it's
which
also
I appreciate. But for you don't think there's anything mental going on with how they lost that game and felt like they didn't even have a chance? Like Fred Warner, I think everybody is like they can't wait for this game.
And what about
just
the Eagles?
Because of that?
Can they not wait or?
No, they're gonna.
Okay,
I think it's both ways.
Okay,
but it's more Niners because they lost that game in the fashion that they did.
So let's say the Niners go in there and beat them.
I think that sends a message. Now it'll have no bearing on if they hook up in the championship game, but the venue is still up for grabs. And
I'm
the
just
fact that Philly, you went over there, who they played, and they got away with it. The fact that Dallas is looming.
That's that.
No, they won. They
didn't get away with it. They're 10-1, and they've beaten Miami, Dallas, KC, Buffalo.
But Matt, all I'm asking you,
that was supposed to be a gauntlet, and they haven't lost any of them.
We know the Niners are beatable. Can Philly be had? Do you think?
Of course.
It's why this venue and where the game possibly is played, to me, is more imperative now than it's ever been.
But if you look at these two teams' schedule right now, the fact that the Eagles are 10-1 and the 49ers are 8-3, like the Eagles have put themselves in a position against a tougher schedule than the 49ers have.
Okay. No doubt.
Like,
give me this, though.
I think either team can go anywhere and win.
Give me this. If that was Arizona on the Eagles schedule after the Niner game, I would feel you times 1,000. But the fact that it's Dallas playing better and almost beat Philly in their venue, if I'm the Niners and you can win this game and Philly has almost gotten through the gauntlet and Dallas is sitting there, if I'm the Niners and we handle our business the week after, I mean, it's very possible that Dallas could beat Philly in Dallas, and now the Niners would have the head-to-head on Philly, but still with games left, you would be feeling good. And that number one would be a real possibility as opposed to a pipe dream. That's all I'm saying. Like, if it was Arizona after...
I get that, but they're still going to play in the playoffs. Two of these three teams are playing in the playoffs. And, I understand all the home field, quote unquote, implications. But all I'm saying is when they meet again, look, Dallas is playing Philly or Dallas is going to play the Niners. The Niners are going to play Dallas or they're going to play Philly. Like in the NFC divisional game, most likely. And that will mean, to me, when that game gets ready to kick off, what happened on Sunday means nothing. Zero. No confidence, no snake bitten, no, well, they beaten us twice. We beaten them. Like, I've seen too many times where.
All right, we'll call that the mental advantage because that's what you're saying.
I don't even know if I'm giving you that, to believe it or not. Like,
but
again.
Yeah, because that doesn't supersede the 1 seed. That's
why. Did the 49ers have a mental advantage over the Rams?
They had it until the
game.
Yeah.
Okay. And then they didn't. Yeah. So maybe they didn't have it. Maybe they thought they had it, but they didn't really. It's going to be two different games. Eagles are a team to beat, barring injury in the NFC. The Super Bowl goes to the Eagles, win or lose Sunday.
Because they got the insurance. But let me ask you this, and I did the first hour. Right now, who do you think's the better football team? Throw records out. Steiny, who do you think the better football
Eagles. Team? They're 10-1. See, their schedule's been harder.
I get that, but I honestly
But again, like, why would you ask me?
The Niners are better.
Okay,
They're
good.
more complete.
Who cares? Doesn't matter. We'll find out Sunday. But I do think it's interesting that the 8-3 Niners
who are favored. Yeah.
Well, but I mean, is that why you like the Niners?
No.
Favored?
This is all my eye test. And I was worried, ready to jump off the plank after the 3-game losing streak. But I thought to myself, how dare I come down the Niners road without Debo and Trent Williams? And that was the one constant that was in those 3 games. And now they've added Chase Young. Injury. Okay. But I kind of just blew past it and was prisoner of the moment. Shocker. But now I'm looking at the Niners, and I know Seattle is not, and they posed a threat. They're not the Eagles, but the Niners are back to being what they were after they beat Dallas.
Here's what bothers me. Anybody who's watched the NFL and looked at the Eagles and saw they had to play Miami, Washington, Dallas, Kansas City, Buffalo, San Francisco, and the Cowboys again.
Yeah.
And to think that they're 5-0 in those games right now. Like,
tip of the cap. But can't we look at those 5 wins and say, just looking at yesterday, we could do it with every team. I get that. But Buffalo passed up.
Do you care about the competition?
I totally do. But I saw Buffalo go in there and pass the rock all over that Eagles secondary. They lost the game. I saw Dallas, and Dak doesn't step out, or the tight end is not at the 1 yard line. That's all. They're not doing that to this Niners defense.
The Eagles are 10-1.
Yeah.
Let's just put it in. Okay. The Eagles are 10-1, and they've beat better teams. The Niners are 8-3, and when they lost 3 games in a row, everything was coming apart, and now they're 8-3, and they're better. Like, I'm not saying they're better or not better. I don't know if they are better, but I don't know that. I mean, you're going to hold it against the Philadelphia Eagles for being 10-1. Then why don't you say it? They're this year's version of the Vikings.
No, I can't say that because they went to the Super Bowl last year and almost won it.
Big deal. That's last year.
No, it resonates.
They're winning 5 close games.
They beat the Niners. That means something. Well, and my guy from the gal from the 510 saying I sound like a homer. How?
You do. I mean, you just do.
Well, you call Vegas and ask them why it ain't me. Why the Niners are 3-point favorites on the road? If Philly's the better team.
Isn't that where the bets go?
It's a national perspective.
Isn't that who people are betting on? Is it the fans? I don't know.
No, I'm just saying, no, it's the confidence level you have in the team on both sides of the ball. And right now, I believe even with the Niners slipping up twice or 3 times, woulda, coulda, shoulda, I just think they're a better team than the Eagles. That's all.
Okay. So
and they could win 30-10.
That's why you're
Philly.
a homer, because last year the Eagles had a better team. They beat the Niners. This year they've been better. And like you wouldn't.
I'm still holding. Okay.
All I'm saying is you wouldn't. You get why people are saying that.
No, I feel like I'm being backed up by Vegas. I'll leave the betting alone. I told you I felt like Philly won a game they knocked Purdy out. You get credit for that. But I felt like they didn't slay the dragon that was Brock Purdy staying upright for 4 quarters. So I've been hanging on to that. Yeah, you beat them, but did you really? Because you knocked out the quarterback. Now, that same scenario could happen Sunday. But you know what I mean, man. Did you beat them at full strength? So I think the Niners, that's what's on the walls this week is Philly week, and we want them to play us at full strength. And we'll see what happens. Now, if I come in here Monday and the Eagles win, Steiny, I'm not going to be on the floor like, oh, I'm shocked. But I just feel like the Niners right now are better than the Eagles. Well, why would you say that, dummy? They're 2 games under. They got a better record. No, I get that. But I'm watching these games, and it means something to me. And when you win a game in the NFL.
And you're in San Francisco.
I'm not a Niner fan, so that has nothing to do with that. So I'm already past that test. Ain't no.
You would not.
Ain't no.
You would not give the benefit of the doubt to any team that's not the Niners in this situation.
Because they're the best team in the league.
But no, every other team, you would not give them that benefit.
Because they're not as stacked as the Niners are.
I thought we had quarterback problems with Purdy after 3 games. I thought,
But what about the first 5?
no throws.
What about the first 5?
Okay, so you're back.
But now